In this video, we will look at everything that is included with Komplete 11 and Komplete 11 Ultimate. All of the information in this video is available on the Native Instruments website. The goal of this video is to be a single reference for everything that is included in Komplete 11 and Komplete 11 Ultimate. We will show every plugin and sample library and give a brief description of each so you know exactly what you get. Komplete 11 Ultimate includes everything in Komplete 11 plus much more. We will start with everything that is included in both Komplete 11 and Komplete 11 Ultimate, and then cover all the extra plugins and libraries that are only included in Komplete 11 Ultimate. We have a ton of content to cover, so let's get started. Form a unique sample-based synthesizer with a refreshing approach to sound creation and an organic and powerful sound. Reaktor 6, the ultimate creative toolkit for deep sound exploration featuring cutting-edge DSP and high-fidelity sound. Massive, the heavyweight synthesizer for fat basses and piercing leads. Everything from creamy analog sounds to dirty, brute-force audio. Monarch, monophonic synthesizer capturing every sonic nuance of the king of analog monosynths, the holy grail of analog modeling. Retro Machines MK2, 16 coveted analog synthesizers and keyboards, lovingly sampled from the original instruments for thick, creamy analog sounds. ABSYNTH 5, semi-modular, highly versatile synthesizer, perfect for atmospheric pads, evolving soundscapes, and more. FM 8, the bright, lively sound of FM synthesis, packed into a sleek user interface with innovative advanced features. Rounds, a Reaktor-based synth that combines digital and analog synth sounds with complex sequenced sound shifting capabilities. KONTOUR, an innovative phase modulation synthesizer with expressive performance features that bring each note to life. Reaktor PRISM, a unique responsive polyphonic instrument and effect based on the innovative modal synthesis technology from Reaktor. Reaktor Spark, stunningly dynamic synth sounds based on a unique Reaktor ensemble developed by Native Instruments founder Stephen Smith. Kontakt 5, the world's leading sampler with a vast instrument library and an advanced sampling framework. CORDA, the special sound signature of a custom-made contemporary piano with one string per key, sampled in intimate detail. Session guitars strummed acoustic, your always on-call session guitars, perfectly strummed in recorded patterns, vivid sound and real-time performance control. Discovery Series India, a vast library of traditional Indian rhythmic patterns and historic scales designed for ultimate realism and adaptability. Kinetic Metal, an inspiring, highly playable instrument of unconventional metallic sources for ethereal textures and tonal percussion. DRUMLAB, a sonic laboratory for layering drums combining pristine acoustic samples with a punchy electronic edge. The Gentleman, a classic upright piano that delivers balanced tone and a wide dynamic range, sampled from a vintage upright. The Grandeur, the rich, hyper-detailed sound of one of the world's most treasured concert grand pianos. The Maverick, an expressive vintage grand piano sampled in meticulous detail for authentic tone and distinctive character. Battery 4, the 21st century drum sampler, the worldwide studio choice for drum sampling and creative beat production. Polyplex, an 8-part drum sampler with extraordinary randomizing capabilities, creative layering, and near infinite tweakability. Included in Komplete 11, Session Horns, the sound of a tight 4-piece brass section sampled in pristine quality and perfect for funk, pop, reggae, indie, and neo-soul, while Komplete 11 Ultimate includes Session Horns Pro, 10 instruments sampled in surgical detail, intuitively playable, and arranged for realistic contemporary performance. The Giant, the world's largest upright piano, meticulously sampled for an intense dynamic playing experience and cinematic sound design. Included in Komplete 11, Session Strings, studio strings-based simple, a beautifully sampled 11-piece ensemble for adding instant strings to modern pop productions, while Komplete 11 Ultimate includes Session Strings Pro, an inspiring playable instrument with intimate sound, intuitive workflow, and in-depth control. Discovery Series West Africa, a collection of beautifully sampled percussion and melodic instruments from West Africa and a playable polyrhythmic instrument. Scarby Mark I, the sound of an iconic 70s electric piano, beautifully sampled and perfectly preserved in all its analog brilliance. Abbey Road 60s Drummer, exquisite vintage drums with a typical tight, dry sound, recorded at Abbey Road Studios, London, first edition. Studio Drummer, 3 premium drum kits, over 3,300 exclusive groove patterns, and a detailed mix studio with high-end effects. Vintage organs, the sound of 5 classic organs, the Hammond B3, C3, M3, Farfisa Compact, and Vox Continental 2 in one sample-based instrument. Scarby Clavinet Pianette, 2 legendary keyboards expertly sampled and brimming with unique character and funky feel of the originals. Scarby MM Bass, classic 70s electric bass from Scarby, inspired by the sound of Bernard Edwards of Chic. Scarby A200, a classic and highly versatile electric piano, sampled to perfection with its entire dynamic range and character intact. Komplete 11 includes Replica, 2 professional quality delays and a powerful diffusion algorithm and a sleek, streamlined interface, while Komplete 11 Ultimate includes Replica XT, a creative multi-mode delay with 5 vivid delay modes and advanced options. This effect delivers pure inspiration. Guitar Rig 5 Pro, the ultimate all-in-one guitar and bass solution with 17 amps, 54 effects, and more. Easy to use with breathtaking sound. Komplete 11 includes Supercharger, the high-octane attitude of a one-of-a-kind tube compressor packed into an intelligent, supremely intuitive interface, while Komplete 11 Ultimate includes Supercharger GT, the sound of modern tube compression taken even further with superior control, additional saturation, and sonic sculpting. Solid Bus Comp, more than a bus compressor, use it on single channels, subgroups, or the master channel for consistently rewarding results. Solid Dynamic, stereo compressor with gate and expander, a responsive, clean sounding, works on anything effect for processing dynamic range. Solid EQ, a versatile 6-band equalizer with switchable characteristics, may well become your new favorite EQ plugin. Transient Master, an essential dynamics effect that enhances attack on drums and percussion, controls mix presence, and fixes problem recordings. Driver, a versatile creative distortion with filter effects, take tracks from subtle filtering to all-out mayhem. The Finger, an innovative multi-effects unit which can be played like a musical instrument, derived from the live setup of Tim Exile. Ramfire, groundbreaking amp emulation based on Rammstein's guitarist Richard Z's personal setup. Reflector, convolution reverb based on zero latency technology. Over 300 impulse responses deliver a range of creative reverb effects. Tractors 12 studio-ready Tractor effects for use with Guitar Rig 5 Pro. Now onto the additional plugins and libraries only included in Komplete 11 Ultimate. Flesh, the fun and innovative performance synth that turns anything you feed it into an electronic symphony. Razor, an easy-to-use additive synthesizer with detailed dynamic sound, extreme sonic flexibility, and unique visual feedback. SKANNER XT, a radical sampler and synth hybrid for creating raw and unpredictable sounds. Scarby, Rickenbacker Bass, the punchy mid-range and stunning power of a Rickenbacker 4003 captured for the first time, officially approved by Rickenbacker. Discovery Series Cuba, authentic Afro-Cuban sound in a rich, highly flexible instrument. Add evocative Cuban flair to your production. ALICIA'S Keys, the sound of Alicia Keys' very own studio piano, perfectly sampled from her playing with many authentic details. Abbey Road, modern drummer, the powerful and versatile sound of contemporary rock pop. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, London. Abbey Road, vintage drummer, ultra rare vintage drum kits with the authentic sound and feel of a golden era. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, London. Abbey Road, 80s drummer, epic 80s drums from edgy new wave to big budget metal. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, London. Abbey Road, 70s drummer, definitive 70s drums from funky percussion to bombastic heavy rock. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, London. Abbey Road, 50s drummer, the authentic sound of the very early years of popular music. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios, London. George Duke Soul Treasures, 500 soul-drenched keyboard phrases played by soul legend George Duke and recorded with rare vintage gear. Scarby, funk guitarist, a detailed playable instrument for authentic funk rhythm guitar. Play a wide range of licks and control their variations. Scarby, pre-bass, beautifully sampled Fender percussion bass created by Scarby. A vast set of playing techniques deliver true authenticity. Scarby, pre-bass amped, beautifully sampled Fender percussion bass recorded through 4 different amps created by Scarby. Scarby MM Bass Amped, classic 70s electric bass inspired by the sounds of Bernard Edwards of Chic and recorded through 4 different amps. Scarby J Bass, highly versatile, perfectly sampled slapped and finger played bass from Scarby, features the sounds of a late 70s jazz bass. Discovery Series Balinese Gamelan, discover the outer worldly charm of Balinese Gamelan, perfectly sampled by Sonic Couture. Machine Drum Selection, a group creation tool featuring 20 drum kits taken from the Machine Library, an integrated drum computer and effects. Symphony Essentials String Ensemble, the lush, detailed sound of a 60-piece string ensemble based on Symphony Series string ensemble with a reduced sample set. Symphony Essentials Woodwind Ensemble, the sound of a 36-piece woodwind orchestra based on Symphony Series Woodwind Ensemble with a reduced sample set. Symphony Essentials Woodwind Solo, the sound of 6 professional woodwind soloists based on Symphony Series Woodwind Solo with a reduced sample set. Symphony Essentials Brass Ensemble, orchestral orchestral brass ensemble recordings with pristine sound, based on Symphony series brass ensemble with a reduced sample set. Symphony Essentials brass solo orchestral brass recordings with pristine sound, based on Symphony series brass solo with a reduced sample set. Emotive strings, soaring legato lines and brilliant arpeggios, expressive playable melodic string phrases in true-to-life realism. Action strings, the epic orchestral sound of blockbuster movies made simple via immaculately sampled and easily playable phrases. Action strikes, a radically innovative instrument for huge cinematic percussion. Fast workflow delivers maximum impact and versatility. Damage, a playable instrument for breathtaking epic cinematic percussion. Big drums plus edgy electronics for modern soundtracks. Rise and Hit, the ultimate suspense instrument for spine-chilling cinematic buildups with an exclusive set of sampled sounds. Evolve R2, the premier cinematic sound resource with a definitive selection of extraordinary sounds, rhythms, and effects. Evolve Mutations, a 2-gig collection of rhythm and tonality instruments that provide a music meets sound design approach for the modern composer. Evolve Mutations 2, 2 more gigabytes of rhythmic suites, percussive kits, strings and transitions, and tonality and effects for the contemporary composer. Molecular, the modular effects system for Reaktor, inspiring effects, limitless routing, and electrifying performance possibilities. Passive EQ, the rich, natural sound of a high-end, tube-powered studio EQ. Its musical character fits a wide range of production needs. Varicomp, an all-purpose, easy-to-use 2-channel compressor with breathtakingly transparent sound for tracks, groups, and mixes. Enhanced EQ, a unique and easy-to-use EQ that fattens and enhances the low end and adds definition and clarity on the mid-range. RC48, the rich, elaborate, and refined sound of the king of hall reverbs that adds a golden touch to acoustic instruments and vocals. RC24, lush, larger-than-life hall reverb with impressive sound design possibilities, a classic reverb captured with stunning accuracy. VC2A, a smooth electro-optical compressor with a silky, natural sound, great on vocals, bass, pads, and guitars. VC76, a workhorse FET compressor with a fast attack. Great presence, punchy, clear high end, good for drums, vocals, or stereo limiting. VC160, a classic compressor for added attack and subtle drive, especially good for kick drums, snares, bass, and guitars. The Mouth, a unique synthesizer that generates melodies and harmonies from any audio input derived from the live setup of Tim Exile. And we are done. We made it through all of the products included in Native Instruments Komplete 11 and Komplete 11 Ultimate. Be sure to head over to nativeinstruments.com to read through all of this information yourself and to hear sound samples. Whichever version of Komplete you choose, you will not be disappointed. I would definitely suggest you spring for the little more expensive Komplete 11 Ultimate. I know it's more expensive, but it includes a lot more content and some really, really great libraries. So go check it out at nativeinstruments.com.